Blue Note Hockey Fan Fight Report. Fight. Oh man, going at it. Go, boys. Swing that left. Come on, get it. Oh, it's over. Tampa Bay and the Rangers are hot at it. Oh my goodness. That's the only thing that could stop my intro to the fan report. How is everybody doing? Hello, Hello, Ryan. How are you doing today? Wow. 5 minutes for fighting. I just thought of something. Now I'll bring it up a little bit later. Hey, how are you guys doing tonight? Are you enjoying this? What about the Devils team? The team that the Devil absolutely loves playing for the Stanley Cup. I wonder how many players on there sold their souls for that to happen. I'm sorry, man. I cannot root. I can't root for the Avalanche at all. I don't care what division they're in, who they beat. None of that. Braden, I'm with you. I think we could have too. Right? I could not. I'm sorry. There is no way. I have no. And their fans. Oh my God, are their fans insufferable? Oh, Kadri's so great. He's so good. No, that's not him anymore. He did that before. No, he's a good boy now. No, he's not. And I'm sorry. There's way too much evidence for me to sit there and say that it was not intentional. You know what? Has he's going into the play as an intentional? No. Oh, Redbeard's here. My Avalanche fan who actually likes the show. I appreciate that. Well, you're not going to like me today, bud. You're not going to like me today because I've been into it with a few Avs fans, and I'm sorry. You know what? I get where you're coming from. I get where Avalanche fans are coming from. I really do. I've been there. I understand it. I get it. But there's some things here, and I keep bringing this up. I keep getting told, well, you're the only one that does this. You're the only one that says that. You're the only one that said, well, you know what? Let's say you ask 100,000 people, is running a stop sign okay? And 99,999 of them say it's okay. Does it make it okay? Does it make it right? Just because I'm standing behind the fact that there are things that I see that makes me think once the opportunity presented itself, he went for it. He went for it. He purposely did some of the things he did. I'm not gonna go off of that. Yeah. No, it's never cool. It's never cool, right? McDavid, I'm wondering if he's been knocked off his tree a little bit. Kel McCarr really impressed me as the best player in the world. I've always been on McDavid's case as he is the best, but McCarr is on another planet right now. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'm not a McCarr fan. I'll be honest with you. There's stuff in McCarr's game that I don't like. I know it doesn't get brought out. I think McCarr is one of those guys that plays for the name on the back, not the name on the front. But then again, so does McDavid. Ooh, Tampa. I couldn't see who that was. Stamkos passed it, so I couldn't see who it was. but it's 2-0 now. 86 is, oh man, I'm so bad. I got to learn these names better. Oh, Kucherov. Okay. Yeah, Kucherov's finally doing what he needs to do. Shigerskin's playing good. He's playing good. It's not that he's not. I mean, the 2 goals they've got, one was a rebound, and then this one was a breakaway. Oh yeah, a guy like Kucherov does that. McCarr and McKinnon are a little overrated at times. Not just overrated. Well, McKinnon is dirty, slightly dirty. Landeskog is absolutely dirty. Oh, you know what, Redbeard? How about this? You need to go look at this. Look at the Blues roster, right? It's not changing. Unlike your roster, which is going to completely change in the offseason, the Blues roster is not changing. They're going to be better next year when you're not. So the team that's going to be back is going to be the Blues. And I'd be willing to bet that you guys are in a wild card spot, if not lower, next season. You're not in the top 3 next season. You know what? Maybe you get 3rd. The Central Division is going to be a lot weaker next season. But Colorado's a one and done. One and done. Wait, okay, Redbeard. Let's go over this real quick. I want you to understand something. While you're sitting there saying that, who's the only team in the playoffs to beat your team? Who's the only team in the playoffs to beat your team? The Blues. And not only that, one of those losses was a 1-goal overtime loss where they played absolutely shitty. Absolutely shitty. If Jordan Bennington doesn't get injured, the Blues are playing for the cup right now. You don't beat Jordan Bennington, and you know it. So you can take that comment and shove it right up your red tuchus. How's that sound? Right? How many guys in Colorado are ending their contracts after the season? That's a good question. I don't know, but I can look it up. I know I have, here we go, Cat Friendly up somewhere, because I've been looking at Cat Friendly all day today. I'm actually working on an article about rule changes. Let's see. Devils team. Where's the Devils team? Here we go. The Devils team. Wow. Oh, yeah. Their team is in trouble. Absolute trouble. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. No, we're not the Predators. But let me show you something. This is I'll tell you, we'll look at this. We'll go and look at this, right? This is, yeah. Here we go. Look at this right now, right? This is who on the Avalanche are unrestricted free agents. Andrei Burakovsky, Andrew Cligliano, Darren Helm, Nazem Kadri, Valery Nerskershkin, Nico Sturm, all of those guys. 2 UFAs, Likkonen and Abe Kubel, right? RFAs. And then, wait a minute, we're not done. Jack Johnson, Josh Manson, Ryan Murphy, all gone. Darcy Kemper, UFA, gone. Right? This team, all these guys, and if you win the cup, all those guys are going to want pay raises. Maybe you sign 3 of them. Maybe you sign 3 of them. Oh, I am not rooting for you guys at all. In fact, I call you the Devils team. So just make sure you know that there. You need a lot more back. So you're saying you can just wholeheartedly change out your roster and then go back to the cup. You're so full of shit. It's not even. You're so full of shit. Not are your eyes brown, your hair is brown, and it's turned your beard red. Well, I mean, they got cap space, but it's not as much. Look at all those players that that are going to want pay raises, right? Cap space, 26 million, 26 million to sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players. 26 million. Yeah, 26 million for 9 players. Wow, not happening. Not happening. Right? Absolutely not happening. When you have a cap hit of 56 million and you only have 26 million left and you have to sign that many players, not happening. Yep. Oh, no. I have no ginger hate. I'm just letting you know that, I love red beards. I love redheads. You know? But what I'm getting at is that's how full of shit you are that it's turned your beard red. I'm sorry. There's that because I strongly believe, like every player does, they play their absolute best on the contract year. Every player does. So if Colorado has few players entering contracts this season, that could be. Oh no, they're done. They're done. They're done. No, you're not fine. You're not fine. You're not even close to fine. And my, I've talked about my issues. I'm actually thinking about doing an article why I hate the Colorado Avalanche, right? And bringing it in. And there's a lot of things there for me. Yeah, I can't stand. Oh, I'm with you. I see that. Hey, Colin, how you doing? Sorry I missed your comment there. Just talking to Redbeard. You are in trouble. You know it. You absolutely know you're in trouble, right? I'm looking right now. I don't see you guys being a playoff team next season, right? You're not even going to get close, right? We'll see what happens in free agency and that who you sign. But I'm telling you, I see most of those guys gone. You know what, Tammy? It's only baseball time if you don't like the rest of, if you're a one-team fan. And I'm not a one-team fan. I enjoy the NHL. You know what? I can't see it. That's 26 million between those 6 players. Not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Right? Oh, well, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not going to happen. 26 million between those 3. Not going to happen. Are those 6? Not going to happen. You're looking at 4.3. Not going to happen. All right. Maybe they signed 3 of them. All those guys are going to want pay raises, huge pay raises. Kemper's going to go somewhere else. Kadri has already said, now the league understands, now the league sees who I am and I'm getting the respect I deserve. He said that at the All-Star break. He thinks he's McKinnon and he's going to want McKinnon money. Right? He's not going to get it, but that's what he's going to ask for. I actually don't see. I see Kadri having a hard time coming back. Period. Right? Everybody on that list, nobody on that list is taking a hometown discount. They're all going to want more. None of them are going to want more. Let me see one more thing here. So here we go. Trade. Sign, trade. Sign, trade. Nobody you drafted, nobody on that team. Nobody on that team. And not only that, Helm, 35. Kadri's 31. You got guys in their prime. Oh, they're going to get paid. Jack Johnson, 35. No, these guys are going to get paid. Paid. Absolutely paid. That's what these guys are going to do. They're going to get paid. No, I don't see anybody. Kemper, 32, he's going to get paid. Ryan Murray, 28, he's going to get paid. Josh Manson, 30, he's going to get paid. Right? Jack Johnson, 35, maybe he retires. I don't know. But no, I don't see. Yeah, you guys are in trouble. Trouble with a capital cap. Cap trouble. Lance is not feeling good, Ryan. I've asked him, but he's not feeling good. Yep, I agree. Right? Well, it doesn't matter. Redbeard, it doesn't matter. You're not going to resign. You're maybe resign 3 of them, if that. These guys are going to get paid. Going to get paid. Actually, it's Tuesday. Lance has a something on Tuesdays. He can't come on. Hey, big thank you to Marco, Ron Scott, and Erickson Krieger. I'm surprised Marco's still with me because I talk so bad about the Avalanche, but I give it to him. He's a good guy. And Erickson Krieger, thanks for throwing that love in the air. We greatly appreciate it. Well, you know what? Let's see something here. Redbeard, maybe I can do something for you. Right? Maybe I can do something for you. Vavilevsky had some trouble with his thing, with this equipment. Let me see. Marco, where are you? Mr. Marco. There you go, Mr. Marco. I sent you and your cat ears a link. Right? See if you're available and we can talk some more. To me, when I see a team with that many free agents, the next year is junk for them. In fact, I wish maybe Wendy's around. Maybe Wendy's around. Right? Maybe Wendy's around. Because Wendy can attest to this. The Blackhawks did the same thing. Right? They went through this. They won a cup and it had to dump everybody because they were in cap hell. Right? Let's see. Can I find a Wendy? Where is the Wendy? Here we go. Right? There we go. There we go. I sent a couple of links out there. Let's see what happens. I don't know about Ian. I sent a link to him. He hadn't been around. Well, yeah, the RFAs could get that maybe a little bit better. I don't know. I got told actually it was Ryan that said sometimes he likes the show without everybody else, and I thought a good show yesterday. Hour and 20 minutes went by like that. I mean, like that. Absolutely amazing. I was very, very, very impressed at how well it went and how many people that we kept on for as long as we did, Really appreciate it. Do you think the Avs will be the Habs next year, guy? Absolutely, I do. But maybe not overall last because we still have the Arizona Coyotes in our division, but they're going to be down there. Chicago's in cap hell. Chicago's in a bad place. Chicago needs to make 2 moves they're not going to make. And because they're not going to make those moves, next season is just going to be pure junk for them. Right? And I don't want to bring the moves up because Wendy will get pissed at me. But if you've watched this show, you know what move I'm talking about. You look at the Blues, now while I was bringing that up, let me bring that back here real quick. And let's look at the Blues, right? Let's look at where the Blues are. I think. Oh, you don't know. Oh man. Oh, what a. Oh, see, I'm not going to go. Good, good. Okay. If you think so, you can think that. Just enjoy being in next to last next season. Ah. Well, I'm not having a shower, but uh, Ashley. Actually, Ash, this is kind of like a last minute thing, you know. And Kadri, let's see where are we at. Avs aren't really in bad shape. 5 of those players were rentals, and their rentals are their superstars are locked up. Anta will no, actually, I disagree. I really disagree. I think they're in more trouble than you think. You know, you look at those guys. I think that they're going away. You know, you when you've got to replace that much, think of the chemistry that you mess up. Sorry, Ash. Kind of a last minute thing, but I'm back to trying to do shows regularly when I can. Oh, I appreciate that, E. Redbeard, if you want the arch, you're gonna have to come and get it. As long as let it flow, guy, I can take it. McDavid knows. Oh, McDavid, yeah, McDavid's the reason that they got swept, right? And I'll leave it there. Oh, I'm on the radio. Nitro says Parayko's a clown. I don't think Parayko's a clown, but Parayko could have played better this season. I will agree with that. I didn't agree with some of the I didn't agree with some of the grades that he was given and has been given. To be honest with you, now I'm trying to find my cat friendly one. Here it is. So that's the Avalanche at cat friendly. Let's go back and take a look at the Blues. Where are the Blues at? Right now, remember, this is the only team that's beaten and basically should have beaten the Avalanche during the playoffs, right? If they didn't have their goon go after the goalie, whether it was intentional or not, it's still their goon going after the goalie. Oh, they have 2 UFAs, Tyler Bozak and David Perron, Nick Leddy, and Ville Husso. So they have 4 total and 2 RFAs, Mikkola and Prunovich. Mikkola could go to arbitration. He probably won't, but he'll get a little bit of money. And how much money they got? $9 million. Actually, it'd go up another $1.5 million, I think. Right? Yeah, because it's not using the cap of 92.5, so it's going to go up a little bit. It might be where it's at. $9 million, almost $10 million. Right? Dudes. Bozak's gone. Bozak's not getting re-signed. Husso's not getting re-signed. We have 2 goalies in the system that we can bring up to back up Jordan. No problem. And Jordan is now earning that $6 million that you guys were all so pissed off about. At least he is in my eyes. Right? Prunovich and Mikkola. Right? One of those 2 can take Leddy's spot in my eyes. I really don't think the Blues need to do much. Perron will probably sign for a discount. He's 34. He'll probably sign a 2 or a 3-year contract, which I'd like to see him sign a contract that takes him past this point, so he's not in this mix, right? Because after next season, we've got our issues. However, some of these can be taken care of in the offseason, which I think will happen, or during the season, right? I can see some extensions. Barbashev is going to get extended. Walker, $750. Walker could earn himself a little bit of money, but I think Walker stays with the Blues. Barbashev stays with the Blues. I just see a lot of these guys staying with the Blues. That's how I feel right now. Where are we at? So that's what I think. Go back. Oh, penalized for Bozak's bonuses. Okay. Thank you. Where are we at? Oh, I know I'm with you, Braden. It sucks, but no, because there's back in the best in business. Sakic is a god at finding underperforming talent. I have a feeling the Avs are the Tampa Bay of no, 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 no. I don't think so. I absolutely don't think so. You know what, McDavid? When you have that many free agents, you're losing way too much chemistry. Way too much chemistry. Well, you're the one that asked. um. Uh-oh. 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 Shaggy. Shaggylicious. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, oh, man, I know I know that feeling. I know that feeling, man. You know what? I can tell you that they're not playing bad in this game, right?
You know what? They're not playing bad, but they just can't get one past Vazzy tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing with Vasilevsky. You just got to keep firing on him. You got to keep firing on him. You got to keep firing on him. All right, Ashley's loving you there, Steve.
All right.
Right. I don't know. I want to. Every time I see that, I want to call you Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve.
Question for you, Scuba Steve.
Okay.
Do you think the Avalanche are going to be as good next year?
Yes.
I mean, have you seen the amount of free agents they have?
Yeah. So I'll tell you something. You have that many free agents. Usually you land up getting, especially it really depends on what happens this year. I mean, if you win the cup this year, you don't have to bring back everyone. You know what I mean? You want to go for that, that back to back, but you don't need to like force it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but one of the things that and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump over you. One of the things that I think when you have that many players walk away, the chemistry goes with it.
That's why you have to be careful with who you're signing back and who you're not, and who you feel will destroy your chemistry. And most teams are decent enough in doing that. They're not going to send away someone they really feel is going to destroy them. That's just not how it is. But the real thing.
You don't have a New York accent.
Okay, my dad is from the Bronx. My mom is from Manhattan. Okay, take that on now.
So you're somewhere in between, huh?
Yeah. So basically,
forget about it.
Yeah, I got the mix.
Yeah.
Basically, no. So it really depends on how the Avalanche play this, because if they win the cup this year, again, like I'm saying, you could be a little more relaxed. You could be a little more careful and slow on things. If you don't win the cup this year, you're in trouble.
Well, I even think if they win the cup, I actually think they're in more trouble if they win the cup than if they don't.
Well,
right?
The one name I could tell you that they're going to for sure re-sign no matter what is Kadri.
I know. I think they don't sign him.
I think they re-sign him because he's a hard.
He's going to want nine. If they win the cup, he's going to want $9 million. And he's not a $9 million player.
Okay. You know what? Let me go with the way I was talking before. If they win the cup, Kadri is going to land up somewhere else, and I could find him going to the Bruins. A physical team that likes
the Bruins are not going to deal. The Bruins are not going to deal with two jackasses. One jackass is enough.
I think that's the way they like to play.
Yeah, but I think.
Come on, you think it's just Marchand? Excuse me, that is not just Marchand in games doing it. Okay, I was at a Bruins game. Game, and these players, all of them, they absolutely love being this, like, I don't know what the word is, an animal almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, animalistic. I can see that, but you can't. What happened? So hockey's a pack sport, right? And when you have a pack, what happens when you have too many individuals in that pack? The pack falls apart.
Right.
Right? Kadri is an individual. The Rat, Marchand, is an individual. They have too many individuals as it is now. You bring in another individual.
I don't think
see
with
that.
a guy like with the amount that Kadri does bring you, whether it's offense or defense, whatever it is, I think that's fine. The reason why I think
Do you think Kadri will ever have a season as good as this season he had just now?
He will have maybe not as good, but will have close to it.
And I bet you he doesn't even come within half. Kadri played for a contract. That's all he did. He played for a contract. Once he gets his money, he's going to be that guy again. What? Why do I got my money. He's an individual. And it's obvious he's an individual.
Right.
Right? I'm sorry. It's so obvious that he's an individual. Right? You know, there's one guy, I wish I could get you on when I got him on. I would love to get, oh man, and I just went absolutely blank. Tony Twist back on this show.
Okay.
Tony Twist cannot stand today's game because way too many players play for the name on the back than the name on the front. And I guarantee you, if I brought up Kadri, he would, and now again, same type of player, he would tell you Kadri plays for the name on the back.
Well, not to like completely turn this around because it's still on the same topic, but I think we're focusing too much on Kadri and not looking at the fact that he's not their offense. And the biggest problem with the Avs sometimes is you do have the McKinnon line, but under that, when you get to the deeper lines, it could be weak at times. That's really where you have to get them. If that's really true, letting a guy like Kadri go might be the best move for them, especially if they could sign all the players that they would like on smaller contracts and maybe even bring in another player. For them, they would rather that than sign Kadri. I think they're just going to have to look first at who they can bring in.
I think a lot of teams are I think Kadri's going to fool a lot of teams. Somebody's going to pay him the money he wants. And he's going to come to that team and destroy it.
That's how the game works. But between me and you, okay? I know we dislike him. We both dislike him. Okay, we know that we don't like him. Let's look at this. Him as a player, not in his dirty ways. Let's talk about him as a defender. He plays pretty good defense, and he could score. Okay, he could score. And
okay,
you know that.
Hold on a sec. I want to check something real quick because. So he's been in the league 12 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 12 years. Got 219 goals. 12 years, 219 goals. That's less than 20 a season.
Yes.
He has 293 assists. Less than 30 a season. Right? In 739 games, he has 512 points. That's not, I don't know. To me, that's not great numbers. It's what, about 70.75 points per game?
He's okay, but we're talking about a defenseman.
And he's minus 14. He's not a defender.
Okay. First of all, guy,
he's a center.
Guy. I'm gonna tell you, never look at plus minus. You know why? Plus minus is the most garbage stat out there because plus minus is the belief that everything was your fault when you were on the ice. But if your teammate lets something go and he makes a bad mistake and a goal goes in, it's on your head, even though you were not even at fault and you took your place, you did your job. That's what you can't look at. I get that.
I do get that to a point. But when you're minus 14 over 12 years, it just means that when you're on the ice, the other team scores more than you do.
That means now you know why the Avalanche have not won the cup in the past couple of years, and it's not on Kadri's head. It's not on Kadri's head.
Bolduc. I'm hoping Zach Bolduc is a that's interesting. The Springfield Thunderbirds, right? This is I call them the Thunder Blues, but this is a heavily laden team of players that have been up and played for St. Louis. Played in the NHL, and they are ripping through. They just lost their first game of the playoffs. They went 7-0 actually. Right.
Right.
Oh, here's my other guy in a second. I think I don't know if you've been on with him before or not, Steve.
Okay.
Wendy!
Oh, no, I was on with Wendy.
Yeah.
Okay. Wendy, I got a question for you.
What?
I'm looking
Wendy's
at
like, bring it on.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
looking,
still
I'm looking
bitching
at-
and moaning about Kadri from over
He has not
3
stopped.
weeks ago?
He has not stopped.
all right, no. What I'm going to ask is, Colorado, are they in the same hell that Chicago was in 2011?
No,
Why not?
they're not going to lose as many players as the
They have
Hawks did.
12 unrestricted free agents. 12 UFAs.
Yes,
They only have 26 million in cap space.
the 12 aren't their big name players. One is, and that's Kadri.
Kadri's
They
only
aren't
big
in a
name,
bad
not
situation.
that's it.
This team is a good roster. The Hawks in 2010 was the fact they lost. After 2010's Cup, they lost half their roster due to the fact of the incompetence of the worst GM in hockey history of Stan Bowman.
Okay.
Rotten hell Bowman. I don't give a crap. I hate him, and he can.
You lose. Let's for instance say they signed 3 of those guys. You lose 9 guys, including your goalie. Because I don't see him re-signing Kemper. I don't see him re-signing Kemper.
If they don't re-sign him, they still have Francouz, who's proven to be pretty good this year.
Well, let's put it this way. Yes, I only look at you guys through hate, but I don't think it skews my perspective because it's like what I said. You ask 100,000 people, is running a red light okay? If 99,999 say it is, it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Just because I'm a dissenting voice doesn't mean I'm wrong.
I do know this. If you're saying that Kadri is going to get overpaid by a team, he will be. He's going to get the champion tax because I'm already saying it. The Colorado Avalanche will end up with the 2022 Stanley Cup.
Well, I'm hoping the Rangers. Well, I picked them to win it all the way, but
I would like the Rangers to win it. But
yeah,
I think the Avalanche are the better team if the Rangers do meet them. If it's Tampa, it's going to be a closer series.
I actually think that it's going to be something that. Here's what I think.
One second. I'm gonna jump in here for a second. Darcy Kemper will be the worst goalie they faced in the playoffs, and that's including facing Domingue.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look.
Well, it's not only that. See, that's the thing. That's the difference here. The only good goalie that the Avalanche have faced, the only good, solid, close to elite goalie or playing at an elite level that they faced was Bennington, and they took him out. Bennington stays in. I'm telling you, I absolutely believe this, and you are never going to convince me otherwise. Bennington stays in. This series goes 7, and there's a better than fair chance that the Blues are playing for the Cup right now.
If you look at what has portrayed itself in these playoffs, so all the great goalies in the East, in the Metropolitan and in those divisions, they made it. I mean, you look at the ones that were left, that they made it to the deeper rounds.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Look on the other side, they did not exactly have the better goalies, and so the best offense won, and the best offense was the Avs. So now you have the best offense in the Avalanche that's going to face the best goalie, either Vazzy or Shesterkin.
Kemper did not have one good eye. He had a black eye that was gone by the time he faced the Blues. Nice try there, Redbeard.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Honestly, I'm very curious if the Rangers make the Cup, if I'll even care who's the goalie on the Avalanche or who's going on. If the Rangers, I told this to someone, I said, if the Rangers make the Cup, you're making my day, because they have not made the Cup since I shall not say. And since that time, I think most Rangers fans would tell you, we did not expect to win the Cup. We did not expect to get to the Cup. Didn't expect to make the third round. We didn't expect to be in a round with the Lightning and competitive.
Yeah, you expected. I think that the initial initial thought process was maybe second round. That your team to beat was the Penguins. That was the team that you needed to beat. That was the team that's got your number. And that rivalry team, beating that rivalry team, getting past Carolina was icing on the cake. And that's what everything is from this point on for me.
Your Ranger team reminds me of like the 2009 Hawks, who were not supposed to be in the Western Conference Final, and the next year they went on to win the Cup.
And
Rangers look like they're built to how the Hawks were built in the late 2000s to mid 2010s.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. And Ashley, if you're watching, we're waiting for you, girl.
Well, you do realize that the players. 1 second.
Yeah, it looks like
the Rangers. Okay, the next period starting, so I'm gonna have to run to that one.
Okay, no problem, bud.
Just to end off here, the Rangers. I'll tell you something. Actually, I'm actually going to say the Rangers will make this. Right now, it's 2-0 going into the third. This will be at least a 2-1, maybe a tie game at the end of the third. I
could see it.
Scoring 3.
I could see it.
Right? But if they don't and you lose this game, it's not the end of the world. And I'll explain to you why. You're coming back home. You have 2 of the next 3 games at home, and you've been excellent at home. Yep. You then have to be relaxed. You have Strome. I even think Strome could have played tonight. They kept him out because they realized if you play him tonight and he gets hurt, he's done for the series.
Yeah.
Tonight, if you keep him out tonight and you lose, then it's fine. You have 2 of the next 3 at home. You get the exact energy that you need, the energy boost after a loss. And the Rangers never lose 3 in a row. They never lost all year 3 in a row. The first time they lost 3 in a row. They've never lost 3 in a row, even in the playoffs. They have never, ever lost 3 in a row. So I would expect them to win game 5. Game 6, I would tell them like this. You win that game, great. You don't, you have game 7 at home, and you've won 2 of those already away. You get it at home.
Didn't they have a 4-game or a 5-game losing streak where they only made
no.
Where they had some OTLs in there?
They never lost 3 in a row. Check throughout the entire year. They never lost 3 in a row.
Even with OTLs?
Even with OTLs.
Yeah, the Rangers' longest streaks were 2-game streaks.
Okay.
That was the whole thing. All right. The period starting. I'll come back at the end. All right.
Yeah, man. No problem, buddy. No problem.
I might have a podcast to do. All right, guys. Let's go.
No problem. Thank you. Yeah, but you know what? Tampa touched it last year too, and it didn't matter. So Ashley says Wendy's on tonight.
The thing with the Clarence Campbell Bowl, if you touch it, it's more cursed than the Prince of Wales trophy.
Right. Well, we'll see. I hope so.
Players in the Western Conference touch that trophy. If they do, they tend to lose the Stanley Cup.
McKinnon touched it last night.
Yes, McKinnon touched it because Sakic said, I don't give a shit what you basically do with that trophy. If you touch it, you touch it. If you don't, you don't.
I was reading a comment. No, I'm glad you came on, Wendy. No, I look at this. I look at the Avalanche team. First of all, to me, they're a Devils team. So yes, I do have personal angst towards that team, and I admit it. I'm not going to not admit it. All right. I have personal angst towards that team. I have personal angst towards Nazem Kadri. I'm sorry that this season. You take this season away, and he's an average player at best. Right? I had his numbers up. You take this season away. I guess he's had a couple of good seasons in there, but with Toronto. But other than that, he's average at best. He's had 2 32-goal seasons, right? In 16-17 and 17-18. 61 points, 55 points. This is the first year that he's had anything where his assists were like way up there, right? This is the only year he's ever been even close to or above a point per game player. Maybe, he was in 2012-13. Was that the year they only played 48 games?
12, 13.
Yeah, that was a strike season, right?
12-13 was the 48-game season.
Yeah. So he had 44 points there, but other than that, he's never even close. Right? 50 points in 78 games, 39 points in 73 games.
You're also putting into the fact that in a few of those seasons from basically 13-14 up to 15-16, 16, was that the year they made 16-17 basically, roughly.
Yeah.
Those were the rebuilding Toronto Maple Leafs, which were some of the worst hockey teams put out on the ice.
But okay, so in 16-17, he has 32 goals. He has 32 goals in 17-18.
The 16-17 season was the first year that Matthews came into the league. Yeah. And they made it to the playoffs, but no one expected them to do well.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I look at Kadri, and Kadri's just one of those players that what he does on the ice as far as the dirty stuff, it outweighs all this. It outweighs all of this, right? Didn't he end somebody's career? Hasn't somebody not played since he hit him?
No.
Didn't one of the hits end somebody's career?
Not that I'm aware of.
One of his hits in Toronto, didn't it?
No.
Okay. Right? It's just who it is. Ashley, I'm sorry. I can't let it go. I can't let it go because if you let it go, it just gets forgotten about. And that's why I won't let it go. Wendy. Oh, wow. 3-0 now.
Who scored?
Tampa. Okay. Off a rebound.
Yeah, I know it was Tampa. They were winning. I just wanted to know who scored it.
Not Stamkos.
Stamkos
off a rebound.
Okay.
Stamkos off a rebound.
Okay.
All right. I want to see McKinnon lose, taste those salty tears. Elijah saying, "What's up? Hey, Elijah." Ash, don't be a square. Get your butt on the air. No, I just look. I'm trying. Here. I'm writing an article, and I want to know what you. So, what are 5 rules that you think the NHL needs to change, fix?
Good question.
Right.
There's a couple of them that I could think of, but not off the top of my head right now.
Okay. Well, my number 5 one. My number 5 one is rule number 78.5, section III. Disallow goals when a puck has deflected directly into the net off an official. Have an issue with this rule because directly off of an official can mean a lot of different things. And when a puck hits an official and bounces straight up into the crease, and a guy is sitting there and pops the puck in the net, to me, that's directly off an official. And that happens a lot. It's not something that doesn't happen a lot. It happens regularly. I'd say 40 to 50 times a year, you get a puck that goes in the net like that. Right? That's directly off the net, off the ref to me. And it's a simple rule to fix. It's so simple. You just add one line to it, right? First player that touches the puck after it hits the ref cannot score. Simple. JT Ramirez. Oh, that's one of your boys, I guess. Right?
Yep.
Telling me that he has Hossa jerseys and like, okay.
Hossa jerseys are always great ones to have.
No, there's a lot better jerseys. I will admit that the Hawks logo, while I don't like it, is one of the nicer looking standout logos in the league. And their black jersey with the white logo, the one with I think it's a black jersey with the white logo.
Are you talking about the one on this hat?
Yeah, something like that. Right? That's probably for me one of the better ones, but I don't like the logo itself. I do think the Hawks need to change their logo, and I'm not going to get off of that. All right. You know what? And again, here's the thing. How many people refer them to the Blackhawks anymore?
Everyone still refers them as the Blackhawks. or we say "Let's go Hawks" in the United Center because it's quicker to say, and you can hear it better from the crowd and the stands.
Yeah, but it's the same. The logo is offensive, and it is. I'm sorry, it's absolutely offensive. It was, and here's the thing: if you told me that a Native American made that logo, I'd be okay with it. But it's not. A white woman made that logo. White woman made that logo, and the other thing is, you can't sit there and say it was named after an Army unit. Well, the Army unit was named after the Native American, so it's the same thing.
I say they are more named after the Native American chief Blackhawk than the Army unit because the Army unit was named after Chief Blackhawk.
Yes, well, that's what I'm saying. Again, that's what I'm getting at. I've had the argument, they're named after an Army unit. Well, come on, the Army unit's named after Chief Blackhawk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it doesn't go away, right? St. Louis Blues fan 91, no, we could not have kept Petro. Absolutely not. Right? And you know what? Here's the thing. If we did keep Petro, I don't like what our team would have been. We would not have Krug. We would not have, well, we might have Falk, but we wouldn't have Krug. We wouldn't have, who else did we pick up? We wouldn't have Bushnevich or Saad in my mind. Right? Because the money we would have had, we'd been so far over the cap, we couldn't have kept them. Right? There's a lot. And that no movement clause, I don't like it at all. I think that's the right. I don't like the no movement clause. I like the no trade clause, but I want that. The no trade clause, the importance of a no trade clause is stability for the player. And I get that. I absolutely get that for guys in their late 20s to early 30s. And the reason I understand that is because when I was in my late 20s to early 30s, my daughters were hitting school and I was moving around pretty regularly. I know how hard that is. Right? So with that being said, I understand the stability. But a no movement clause, that just screws the team over. And I'll tell you what, Petrangelo's contract has destroyed and will destroy the Knights for years to come. It's going to take them 3 to 5 years to get over that, to rebound from where they're at right now.
North Dakota's logo was not the same as the Hawks. This was North Dakota's logo.
It's different, but it's the same, right? I see differences and I see similarities, right? So I'm with that, right? He got 8 years, and it.
I would not have given Pietrangelo a 7-year deal.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, that contract pays him till his 40s.
Yeah,
he has not had 2 good years. Mm-hmm. The last 2 years have not been good. He's not produced the numbers he produced in St. Louis, and a no movement clause gives him more power than the team, right? They can't move. They can't take a guy that plays below and move him or do anything with him. No, he does not. St. Louis Blues fan, I'm going to disagree with you. His last 2 years have been pitiful. And well, let's look at it. Hold on. Let's look at it. Is he an Alex or an Alexander? Here we go, Alex. I'm bringing it up now. Give me a second. Here we go. Last season, he had in 80 games, he had 13 goals, 31 assists for 44 points. In 41 games, and they played 58 last year in Vegas. They played 58 last season, right? Yeah, we played 58 last year. 56.
Yeah, it was 56.
He played 41 to 56. I know he got COVID once and he was hurt once. He had 7 goals and 16 assists for 23 points. So under, what's that? Right at 0.5 points per game. With St. Louis, he had 16 in his going backwards. 52 points, 41 points, 54 points, 48 points, 37 in 15-16 for 73 games. 25 as 25-8 season, 46 points. 24-8 season, 51 points. 12-13, 47 game season, 24 points. That's not a guy worth $9 million. That's not a guy worth $9 million. Right? That is absolutely not a guy worth $9 million. Right? Blues top prospect. Yeah, I would say it's Neighbors, but I don't think we'll see Neighbors next season. Right? I look at the Blues roster, and I think I would rather him get a year of AHL experience before he comes up. Do you agree with that, Wendy?
I always think it's smart if you have a top end prospect that hasn't played professional hockey, or if they were playing professional hockey but they were in the European circuit, it's always smart to play them a year in the AHL to get more professional, learn the professional game down in the A.
In 2020, he was fourth in the Norris voting. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything to me. Be honest with you, since he's left St. Louis, he's gone down. Right? He wanted a contract that was going to hamstring. We would not have had the season we had this year because there's players we wouldn't have had. Right? We don't get Krug. We absolutely don't get Krug. I think that with him, we don't sign Falk to the contract he was signed to. Actually, we signed him ahead of that. We don't have Saad. We don't have Saad, and we don't have Bushnevich. And there's a few other ones in there that I think, you got to look at. I think that extra money, taking that $9 million away, right? The extra $2.5, we're only paid, we saved $3 million getting Krug over Pietrangelo, and I think Krug is better than Pietrangelo overall. Agree or disagree, Wendy?
They play a different style compared to because Pietrangelo, being a bigger body, he's able to use his stick more and use his body for advantage. Krug is a more offensive defenseman that brings the scoring touch from the blue line.
St. Louis Blues fan, no, Petro is not better. And I got to ask you this. Has Krug ever had another player sit on him and take his glove and shove it in his face? Has Krug ever had that happen? Because that happened to Pietrangelo. He let Jamie Benn sit on him. And again, see, this is cup fever. That's what you have, 91. You have cup fever. Oh my God, he won us the cup, so we have to keep everybody who won us the cup, so we do it again. He won the cup and then he wanted more money. Well, you know what? That's fine. Go get it somewhere else. Because I think we have a better team now without him than we would with him. Right? And I don't have cup fever. I don't have cup fever at all. Right? And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at our roster. The fact that we're only going to have one, maybe two players different on next year's team. Our core is there, and we gave. I'm telling you what, Bennington doesn't go out. We're playing for the cup. We're playing for the cup. Bennington was so much better than Kemper, and it was showing. And it was absolutely showing. We're playing. Edmonton doesn't play defense, and that played right into Colorado. St. Louis played some defense. They were a better defensive team than Edmonton, and they were going. Again, Bennington stays in, and that was the one issue. That's one big issue that we need the difference between our starting goalie and our backup goalie ended up being a lot further apart than we thought it was. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, he may have lost his job, but towards the end of the season, and I brought this up, his numbers were going like this. Well, Husso's was going like this. And when you look at how he played in the playoffs, he outplayed Husso, I mean, completely on two different levels. Krug has helped the power play. Our power play was number 2 in the league. He was absolutely amazing on the power. Our power play took a little bit of a dump after he got hurt. Right? Hey, Chris, how you doing? Would you rather pay $9 million for a regressing player or give someone else a chance? I'd rather give someone else a chance. Right? No, I see. He wasn't a great player. He was a good player, right? And he was part of that core. I got to ask a question. If Pietrangelo was so great, why does the league cut him out of the Stanley Cup commercial they've got? Have you seen that commercial, Wendy?
Yeah, I've seen the commercial. I think it's because he doesn't play for the Blues anymore.
Use another Blues player.
What?
Use another Blues player.
For the most part, it was the captains who was giving the cup.
I know, but you know, it doesn't matter. You're basically saying the Blues never won the cup.
I'm not saying it like that.
No, NHL is. The NHL is saying the Blues never won the cup because their captain went and signed with another team.
The NHL is not saying that. It's
absolutely they are.
If you look at all the current players still on it, they still play for their teams. That's what I think happened. They didn't use Pietrangelo because he's no longer on St. Louis.
Use another player. Use Tarasenko or use you can't. Well, you could have used Tarasenko or Steen or Schwartz. Well, Schwartz not, but Steen, because Steen retired. You could use Steen. The A's. You could use the guys that have the A's.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But most of the clip was where they are passing the cup from a captain to a captain.
I did get that, but again, I just the way they did it didn't feel right. They had and if you look at it, they do skip other teams. So I do.
Yeah, they skip quite a bit of teams.
Yeah, but when you're talking about something recent, I don't think it should be skipped. All right. Yeah, Blues fan. I just hold on.
Here's another
Who's
thing.
better, Parayko or Pietrangelo? Well, you know what? This year, I think they're on the same level.
Guy, I just saw another team that was not on that video.
Who?
LA. They skipped them. They were not on that video, and they won 2 Stanley Cups in
okay, fair enough.
2012 and 14. Fair enough. But their captain was Dustin Brown, who got stripped of the C.
Okay, fair enough. O'Reilly is good, but Petro was our guy. He again, see, Blues fan. I see it. Okay, you have Stanley Cup fever, and you have it really, really bad, right?
You need to ask the Blues fan why his profile is Victor Hedman's Stadium Series jersey. If his profile name is.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not calling somebody out, but
I just am asking. I just want to know why it's a Hedman jersey.
Yeah, I think we're going to win the cup soon too. And you do by saying that Pietrangelo should still be on the team and not seeing how he handcuffs the team and what he's done to Vegas. Vegas had to get rid of the best goalie in the league because of Pietrangelo's contract.
Well, Vegas just doesn't know how to do management properly.
Yeah, but again, that's because of what they're doing there.
Mm-hmm.
The NHL refs did not call anything for the Blue. I don't know what you're talking about, Warrior. You got to give me a little bit more specifics there. He's not the only one. Only one called a doctor for Stanley Cup fever for both of us. Am I saying I wish we still had Steen and Bouwmeester? No, I'm saying Petro is an elite defenseman. I don't even think Petro comes close to being an elite defenseman.
Right? I will say this. I remember when Pietrangelo went on free agency, I was like, a team's going to overpay for him. He's on his declining days as a defenseman. He's done a lot over the years, and when you play a lot of hockey as a defenseman, it catches up to you. Look at Duncan Keith.
Okay.
He played
hold
a
on.
lot.
This is my point. I'd like to know how old you are, St. Louis Blues fan, because on NHL he's elite. You're talking about a video game, okay? And video games, I'm sorry. That's they can make anybody elite. They can make me elite. I can make me elite, right? Right? I'm sorry. It's not that he's bad. It's that he wanted way too much money for what he does. And when you have a player that wants that, a player that's playing for the name on the back and not the logo on the front, not the name on the front, I don't want that guy. And Petro was playing. Now look, I get it. He's got young kids and he wants that stability. Go for it, Matt Lowe. I'm a right-handed shot. I'm 6'2". Right now, I'm sitting about 235, so you can drop me down to about 220.
So you're a grinder?
What?
So you're going to be a grinder. Okay.
No, I got a little bit. I got a good little shot. I can't skate worth a shit. Right? Well, okay, well, first of all, if you're 12, you can't be on YouTube. So I know you got to be older than 12, but you shouldn't be able to have a YouTube account. If you think you have to be 13 to have a YouTube account, don't you?
Yes, but people get away with it.
Get away with it, yeah.
Like,
but
I've had
that tells me a lot.
I've had an email since I was like 10, and it's always been Google. So Google accounts, you get to use YouTube with your Google account.
Yeah, that's true. Parayko got an 8-year contract at $6 million or 6.5. A lot different, and he also got a modified no trade clause after 2025. So power forward, I could see me being a power forward. I'd be a Pat Maroon type, I think. I'd be a Pat Maroon type. Our offense is way better than the Cup team. Yes, it is, but I'm saying I wish we still had Petro. Okay. Just kidding. I'm 16. Still, at the same time, dude, I'm 53. I've lived with the Blues since the inception, basically. Right? They started in 67, 68. I was born during their second season in 1968. So, with that being said, I've been through every. James Neal just. He doesn't have it anymore. He's old. Up. He doesn't have the speed. Huh?
James Neal's washed up.
Yeah. James Neal is playing his last season for a Calder Cup. Right? That's the championship he's going to walk away with. Right?
I think he has a Stanley Cup, actually.
Why did we get 50 years with no cup? Because we did something that we made the same mistake that Vegas made. Well, Vegas made the same mistake that we made. And that mistake was we didn't teach our fans how to lose. And we didn't have owners that understood how to win in the NHL. That's why it took 50 years. And then we had an owner who went against the system, and that cost us a lot.
Yeah, I know. I looked it up. Neal did lose back-to-back cups. I couldn't remember if he won it in 09 with the Penguins, though.
Did he win or lose?
He lost both cups in 17 with the Predators, 18 with the Golden Knights.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
He was. Yeah. I thought he was on the Penguins in 09 when they won the cup, but he was not.
All right. You know what? It was just a different time. I'll tell you what, luck wasn't on our side, and it just made us love the cup. Well, the problem is when you go that long, you get too many people that were just happy with one cup, or you get people that think that it's okay. Again, cup fever's there, and unfortunately, I want to be, and I can't admit I'm going to say this. So, Wendy, you can record this if you ever want to. I want to be the Blackhawks. I want to be that 3 cups in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I want that. And this, to me, we've had 2 cups. We've had our dynasty stolen from us, in my eyes. Right? We've had our dynasty stolen from us. And it wasn't on purpose. It was just the way things went. But COVID took a couple away from us. I'm almost certain of it. The way we were playing in 2020, that team was poised. They were, if they weren't going to win the President's Cup, they were going to win the West, and they would have been absolutely perfect. They were designed to win that second cup. And then this season, I feel like the cup was stolen from us. Right? We may not have been the best team coming into the playoffs, but in the playoffs, we were the best team in the playoffs.
Redbeard, what do I think of the Steph Jones contract? Terrible contract.
Oh, I bet you want to answer that. There you go.
Yeah, it's a terrible contract. But Jones is going to be on the Hawks for 8 more years. It was a terrible contract. Here's my thing with that. Stan Bowman should not have been allowed to make the trade because, in my opinion, the Hawks should have basically put him on leave until the investigation was over. The investigation was started when right before the time Stan Bowman made the trade of giving up way too much for Steph Jones, or what turned into the 6th overall selection this year. Adam Boquist, the 11th overall selection last year, which turned into Cole Sillinger. Hawks gave up way too much to get Steph Jones, and they don't have. He's going to have to be wearing a letter in a Hawks jersey in the next 2 years, probably.
This is a good. First of all, he makes a comment that I want to challenge. He says James Neal was a elite second line Knights player. Elite and second don't go together. Elite players play on the top line. Neal was never an elite player. Never. Be careful how you use a word like elite.
Everyone on that Vegas team worked well because Gerard Gallant was the head coach of that team, and how they were set up in Vegas, they wanted to just prove teams wrong. Like, Neal got left unprotected by the Nashville Predators, who made it to the
finals.
Stanley Cup
same
final.
Thing with Perron. Same thing with Perron. You know, Perron got left unprotected and left right away to go back to the Blues. So
that Vegas team just worked by committee instead of one player in 2018. I hated that Vegas team because I just thought they should not be this good.
Yeah.
Because everything on paper going into the season, people forget. Everyone was saying they were going to be the worst hockey team in the year.
That's because we had an understanding. Because when we looked at expansion in the past, that's what expansion teams were. What we didn't realize was the advantages that the NHL gave them and how they went about expansion. Normally, teams, when expansion, looked at themselves as rebuilding and expanded that way, as if they were rebuilding. Vegas looked at themselves as reloading, and they went for the guys that were going to win now, not in 5 years. Now, his question is, it says, Guy, my question for you is, if we won the Cup in 2020 or whatever, then what happens to Petro? He goes even further because the money would have been much higher.
It would have been the champion tax even more.
You know, absolutely. It would have been even worse, right? I'm sorry, he goes. Right? Redbeard's saying something here. I don't know what it is. Oh, here, this one's for you. Do you see Kirby Dach getting traded?
I hope not. That's giving up on yet another young player. I get it. He's dealt with so many injuries since getting drafted, Like in the first year, he dealt with concussions. Second year, he went to play for the World Juniors and didn't even play a World Junior game, played a pre-tournament game and broke his wrist and missed the majority of the shortened season. And this year, he played a lot of games, got injured at the end of it, but I think next year the Hawks will be stupid to let Kirby Dach go because he's a young player. He's going to have a higher chance to play up in the lineup because Dylan Strome's likely gone. And he probably will be sitting number 2 center, if not number 1 center next year. Even though his faceoff percentage is bad, but I have a feeling the Hawks might go after Bruce Cassidy. That's a whole nother question on that.
Oh, you have to move to break it. I don't think you would do that.
No, I would not trade to Brinkett.
Are we going to re-sign Perron? Okay, that's a good question. It comes down to two things. You got to, there's some, and again, I talked about this a little bit earlier. You know, you got to look at where he's at. He's 31 or 32, right?
I think he's 33. He
Uh,
was drafted in 06. He has to be 33.
okay. Let me pull this up real quick.
David Perron's 34.
Right? And he has young kids, right? He's looking for stability, right? He has never signed a contract outside of St. Louis. He's been traded to them, but he's always come back and re-signed with them. I think that I looked at what I think they would do if I'm I know Lance disagrees with me on this. If I'm the Blues, I sign him to what I call a gap contract. I gap him over. I sign him this year and next year, this coming year and next year, right? So I'm not dealing with his contract next year also. I'm giving him, and I'm looking at, and believe it or not, he's got to take a discount, and I'd be willing to pay him 4.5. I'm not paying him the 5. It's got to be somewhat of a discount, but it's only going to be 2 years, 3 years at the most. And I want to gap. I want to clear that room. I want to know what I have when I have to sign all my free agents after next season, right? When I have Perron and Tarasenko, or not Perron, O'Reilly and Tarasenko free agents at the same time. Barbashev in there, and I forget who the other one is. Got a bunch of free agents in there that I need to make sure next season the Blues are going to be in the same position that the Avalanche are, except these are going to be our core guys, right? 32-year-old Tarasenko, 32-year-old O'Reilly, 27-year-old Barbashev, 25-year-old Barbashev, something like that. Let me see. I was looking at, here we go. I got it right. Oh, no, wrong one. Here we go. So next season, unrestricted free agents. O'Reilly, who's making 7.5 this year. Well, I don't know what his actual salary is. I know what his cap hit is. Okay. Making 7.5 this year. Tarasenko 7.5. You have Barbashev at 2.2. You have Walker at 750. Walker's kind of at the end there. He's not as important. Then you have some big RFAs. So that's the thing. You have Kyrou, Thomas, Brown, and Torpachenko, all RFAs, and everyone but Torpachenko is arbitration eligible. Right? You've put yourself in a position where you're going to have to sign those 3 players. Brown, depending, could be up for a pay raise. Thomas and Barbish, Thomas and Kyrou absolutely are up for pay raises.
Is it Josh Brown you guys have or Logan?
Logan.
Okay.
Jeff's kid.
I honestly think you guys move on from Logan Brown.
I think Logan Brown gets his chance next year. I think Logan Brown gets. Well, I was talking to somebody today, and I won't say who, but he was, someone connected with the Auto organization. And one of the words being passed around about Logan Brown, I've heard passed around in the St. Louis organization, and it's not a good word.
What is
lazy?
It?
right? He doesn't work hard enough. Oh, Panarin, the bread man scores.
Oh, that's good.
I got a question to ask you. And I was thinking about this
Please
earlier
don't ask
today.
if it's about the trade that happened. The
No,
terrible trade.
it's not. It's actually, how could you nickname one of your best players, one of your up-and-coming stars, after a St. Louis company?
Coach Q gave him the nickname of Bread. We were so we basically called him Bread Man in Chicago. So
Okay.
Q in his, I believe it was the NHL debut of Bread Man against the Rangers in our 2015 banner ceremony. He yelled out bread on one. I think it was his NHL. I think he scored on his career first game, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he did. And Q yelled out bread, and that's how it stuck. It stuck as Bread Man from
do you find it somewhat curious that you nicknamed him after your rival, a company from your rival city?
No, because let's be honest, his name sounds like Panera.
Okay,
Panera,
it does, but Panera was originally, and in St. Louis is still called, the St. Louis Bread Company.
But everywhere else it's called Panera, which
yeah.
is a better name.
Well, they changed it. It used to be the St. Louis Bread Company. Actually, no, the St. Louis Bread Company is the better name, and it should have stayed that, but I don't know why they went to Panera.
Because I don't think anyone would have thought of going to a place called St. Louis Bread Co. after.
I'd have to argue with you because while I lived in Chicago in Wauhegan, right? I don't know if you know where Wauhegan is.
I know where it is.
Okay, well, I lived in what was called North Chicago, which is actually a little bitty municipality called North Chicago, right? It's not North City. There's a municipality called North Chicago. It's where Great Lakes Naval Training Center is. And at the mall in Libertyville, there was a St. Louis Bread Company, and it was pretty damn busy all the time. I disagree with that. See, here's one thing with me that you guys will find out, and I've learned this about myself. I like playing chess. And one of the reasons that I haven't advanced in my playing of chess is I have a very hard time sacrificing. I don't see the advantage of it a lot of times. I see more what I lose, not what I gain. And when you guys want to make these trades like this, right? Well, first of all, we couldn't afford either one of those players. And second of all, I don't think either one of them fits in Panarin might fit here with Tarasenko and Buchnevich, considering they're friends, right? But other than that, I don't think Perron goes to Nashville. You got to remember, the thing with Perron is a family man. He's got young kids, and he's absolutely going to try and get some stability for his kids. And I think he gets that in St. Louis. And I also think that he wants to retire in St. Louis. And if he does, he looks at, again, see, this is my problem. You can't compare a video game to real life. Right?
Yeah. Here's the thing. EA is the dumbest company ever. They don't really know what they're looking at. They don't even listen to the fans what they want in the game. Yeah. You should never go off after a player off of EA standpoint. Hell, a few years ago, they called Korpisalo an high franchise goalie as oddly worded that is. They called him a high franchise goalie. Korpisalo sucks today.
No,
so
there's a little bit of that. You
cannot base a player off of a video game, especially made by EA.
Right. Well, it's not just that. The trading with EA, you can't.
I mean, I could say this. Just last night, I did a franchise mode on NHL 22. I traded for Cale Makar for just 2 pieces, and none of them were a first-round pick.
Yeah, no. See,
That's how stupid the game is.
Yeah, there's issues with it, right? Hedman is a franchise player.
Yes, he is.
I don't know. Hard for me to see a defenseman as a franchise player.
Without Hedman, that team won't even be close to a cup contender. Hedman's one of the best defensemen in the world.
I'll give you that.
And Tampa realistically built their team around Hedman, not Kucherov or Stamkos, in my opinion. They built the team around Hedman, and that's who I view as their franchise player with Vasilevsky right there.
We could not get Hedman.
No one could. There's no way Hedman's leaving Tampa Bay.
I don't think they're. I don't think so. Oh man, an hour and a half tonight, man. Went quick. Well, you weren't here for the whole time, but man, I can't believe how easy some of these shows are going, man. Especially just watching hockey and talking hockey. It's going good. Wendy, I got to thank you, man. Thanks for coming on again.
No problem.
All right, really appreciate it. I wish Ashley would have showed up. I was waiting on her, but I'm at the hour and a half mark, so I'm going to go. How can Tampa afford these players? Well, right now they're in cap hell. They're going to lose some players. They had to trade their entire third line.
Yeah.
Right, last season. They're going to have to do it again.
Tampa's in cap hell. The way they can do why they've been able to afford Kucherov, Stamkos, Hedman, and Vasilevsky at the dollar prices they are all at is the fact that they've dealt with a lot of LTIR in the last few years. Hell, there's a player on their LTIR right now who never played for Tampa. He's a 3-time Stanley Cup champion with the Hawks, and that's Brent Seabrook. His contract's technically on LTIR with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah. Actually, I almost try and stream every day, bud. I think you're new to my channel, STL Blues fan, but welcome. I stream almost every day. I take a few days off here and there, but I try and stream around 8 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock Central Daylight Time every day, even though I live in Hawaii. But I try and do that. Right. So check my channel, look at my channel. I think I have close to 500 streaming videos. Right. Because, when I stream during games, I stream during games too. During the season, I do a pregame, intermission, and postgame show. So I'm constantly on, that's 4 shows a day sometimes though. Yeah,
Brian, at least we have Andrew Shaw's contract expiring this year.
Yeah. Okay.
It's expired, actually.
Actually, if you guys are smart, I think there's an opening for you guys to get in one of the playoff spots this season.
No.
I mean, here's what I was looking at this last night, and we'll kind of end with this, and we'll be an end. Is Seabrook's contract with the Bolts?
Yes, last year we traded Brent Seabrook's contract to the Tampa Bay Lightning for Tyler Johnson and their 3rd round pick this year.
And where's Seabrook playing now, or is he not playing?
He's retired.
We
legit traded a dead contract to the Tampa Bay Lightning so they can just use LTIR, and we got Tyler Johnson and a 3rd round pick for Brent Seabrook's dead contract.
That's so they could put it in LTIR to afford the other players.
Yep. That's what exactly
what they did. And I think that the NHL is going to fix that sooner or later. Right? I really do.
I don't think so, because the Board of Governors already said we are not going to touch that rule.
And maybe not now, but they will. I was going back and I was looking at the teams this year. I can see, you look at the 5 teams that made the playoffs this year, I see 4 of them taking a step backwards in the Central.
Nashville, Dallas, and who else?
Minnesota and Colorado. Right? They're all going to lose major pieces, big pieces, right? They're all sitting in issues with cap. There's some other things going on that could happen, but I think for Winnipeg and Chicago, there's an opportunity or them to step up into a vacuum that, especially Dallas. Dallas is going to have Dallas is going to take a huge step backward in Minnesota. Even Ian said it. I do not see us making the playoffs next season.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Here's the thing. I don't think the Hawks will come close to contending because from what Kyle Davidson's plan is, who's currently the GM of the team, he plans to basically get this team where they're in position to land Connor Bedard next season. That's what the plan is. We're going after Bedard no matter what.
Well, you know that you're counting on the lottery.
Yeah, we're counting on the lottery, but the fact that we could get either a top 3 draft pick, that is a massive improvement.
You're not getting. Here's the problem: you're also got another team in your own division that wants the same thing.
Yes, but here's the thing: the Hawks will also be in the position if they get a top 3 draft pick. If it's not Bedard, they're still getting a insanely great young player to build around because Michka.
Is there a chance you end up in the top 5 or 6?
No, I
think there is because
we don't have a goalie.
Huh?
We do not have a goalie, and our offense was one of the worst offenses in the NHL.
I wonder if the NHL would let a team play an entire period 6-on-5.
I mean, if we don't have a goalie by then, we might have to.
You got to have somebody down on the farm.
We do, but we are not going to play him next year. The Hawks do not want to destroy his
Actually,
career.
I think I know who your goalie's going to be next year.
Who?
Uso.
I don't think so. I was kind of poking fun earlier and saying, we probably go after Huso.
No, I can see it.
I can
absolutely see it.
I'm thinking the Hawks will go after Mike Smith. That's what the Hawks might do.
He's too old. I think he retires.
He might retire if he doesn't.
He's not going to go. If Mike Smith is not going to go play for a team that has no chance at a cup.
The thing is, the Hawks are going to just do anything to get a bad goalie because from what it sounds like, they just want to lose.
Resign Malcolm Subban.
They're not going to bring back Subban.
Right?
Subban, I think, likes it enough in Buffalo to just remain in Buffalo.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not even in Buffalo. He's at their minor league team, right?
He was injured quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, guys, have a great day. This is Guy, the Y Blues fan in Windy City, and Nick from Windy City Hockey saying aloha and mahalo, and we'll see you all tomorrow night on the Hockey Fan. Oh, there's no hockey tomorrow. Be a fun show then. Might get more people involved. Enjoy, my friends. See you tomorrow night.